And joining me now is Eugenio Diaz-Bonilla, head of the Latin America program at the International Food Policy Research Institute. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So how can Paraguay feed its people and still remain a competitive exporter of its agriculture?
The possibility, the production, it's just one aspect. The other aspect related to poverty and malnutrition is whether you have the income to buy that food. And several countries that are net exporters, India, Uganda, etc., they may still have problems because of lack of income to buy the food, even though you are producing it. In the case of Paraguay, I think they are doing relatively well, in my view, and it's separate from the point of view of malnutrition, because malnutrition has at least three different connotations. One, lack of calorie. Second, lack of minerals, vitamins, etc. And then malnutrition may be overweight and obesity. So it looks like at the level of lack of calories, Paraguay is okay. There may be a problem with vitamins and minerals. And as in other countries in Latin America, you are beginning to have problems of obesity. So you have three different problems that you need to take care of. This is separate from the other point that your note is making, which is how you can get money through taxes and other means to make all the investments in poverty reduction, in malnutrition reduction, etc. So then the question is whether import taxes or export taxes is the best way of raising that money to invest in your own people. But other than that, I think that Paraguay seems to be improved significantly over the last years. And of course, there is always work to do.
So it is a very complex issue. It's not just one versus the other. How do you talk to the farmers, though, about a solution for them? I mean, you said there's very many different components of this issue. How can they survive here?
Right. Yeah. Well, the governments all over the world are schizophrenic about the following, what's called food policy dilemma. All the countries, all the governments want to have high prices for the producers and low prices for the consumer. So they tend to do different things to have these two objectives. In fact, what you need is investments in productivity to make that the farmers have profits, not high income, but profits, and then you have affordable and good quality production for the consumer. For that, you need a complete program in food and nutrition security that includes of course, all the investment in agricultural research and infrastructure, telecommunications, roads, etc. on the one hand. Then you need safety nets, and a lot of countries, poverty-based food safety nets. Now you have cash transfers for the poorest people. And you need, of course, education and nutrition interventions, including water and sanitation, because it's not only whether you have enough food, then if you don't have water and sanitation, then the food may not be used properly.
About a minute left. Is there a country in the region that can be held as a good example of doing it all right, or doing it better than others?
A lot of countries, Latin America is the main net food exporter in the world. If you add all the countries, it's more than the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand together. There are several countries that are doing a big effort in expanding agriculture and at the same time taking care of their own poor people. I would probably say Brazil, Argentina, I think Colombia, Mexico. A lot of countries are putting together a program that includes investment in agriculture and investment in your people, along with nutrition interventions. Chile, of course.
All right.
Uruguay.
Let's add to it. Mr. Diaz-Bonilla, thank you so much for your insight. We appreciate it.